Xin kính chào quý vị nha. Hôm nay là ngày 13 tháng 2 năm 2024 rồi. Là cũng là ngày đầu năm. Bây giờ chúng em bắt đầu trở lại quý vị. Chuẩn bị bắt đầu tiếp tục rao lì cho Tổng thống Trump ngày mai vào ngày 14 tại South Carolina. Bây giờ chúng em đang trên đường đi đây. Quý vị, sự trở lại này thì sẽ là một cái bước ngoặt rất là lớn lao luôn nha, để chúng ta tiếp tục cuộc hành trình ủng hộ Tổng thống Trump cho năm 2024 này. Và chúng em sẽ trở lại đây là cái chuyến khởi sự đầu năm cho năm 2024 này quý vị. Đó. Hôm nay là khởi sự lại đầu tiên đây. Hẹn quý vị ngày mai tại South Carolina nhé. Tiếp tục cuộc hành trình. Yeah, let's go. Trump 2024, ok. Let's go. Hello quý vị. Sau lúc chạy cũng là 4 tiếng rưỡi đồng hồ, gần 5 tiếng rồi, thì bây giờ đã tới South Carolina quý vị. Đây là trạm dừng chân tại South Carolina. Và Bắc Kinh hiện tại bây giờ thì 1 giờ sáng nha. Đúng 1 giờ sáng tại South Carolina, trạm dừng chân. Đây là xe MAGA King vẫn tiếp tục đồng hành với tụi em. Và bên này là South Carolina. See? Và đây là chiếc MAGA King nha. Đó, sẽ đồng hành chúng ta đi đến nơi, về đến chốn. Quá tuyệt vời luôn quý vị ơi. Nói chung là đẹp lắm. Cho nên đi đến đâu chúng em vẫn giữ lại những cái phút giây như vậy. Ok quý vị. Got it. Giới thiệu quý vị, MAGA King đồng hành với tụi em ngày mai sẽ có mặt tại South Carolina. Hiện tại bây giờ ở South Carolina rồi, tạm dừng chân tại South Carolina nha. Nhưng mà ngày mai sẽ rally tại tiểu bang này luôn, South Carolina. Cách đây khoảng thêm 1 tiếng nữa thôi, chúng em chạy thêm 1 tiếng nữa là sẽ đến nơi rồi. Cho nên MAGA King đồng hành với chúng ta trên cái đoạn đường này. Đó, đây là kết quả và hành trình của chúng em đang đi. Đây là tạm dừng chân tại South Carolina nha. Đây, một lần nữa giới thiệu với quý vị, MAGA King đồng hành với chúng ta trên đoạn đường này. Một lần nữa quý vị, tiếp tục cuộc hành trình ủng hộ cho Tổng thống Trump. Hôm nay là ngày đầu tiên luôn xuất hành cho đầu năm 2024. Ok quý vị. Bye. Quý vị, truck và Lager đã được tung bay tại South Carolina quý vị. Trump 2024 nha. Xí quý vị. Chưa? Bây giờ đã đến South Carolina rồi. Hôm nay là ngày Valentine Day, cũng là ngày mà mình yêu Tổng thống Trump, cho nên mình mới đi ủng hộ Tổng thống Trump. Và đây là những cái gì mà lá cờ của xe này, đây MAGA King nó carry trên chiếc xe như vậy đó. Những hình ảnh, những lá cờ quá tuyệt vời như vậy đó quý vị. MAGA King phất phơ bay trong gió. Wow, thấy tuyệt vời không? Trump 2024, ok. We love Trump. Trump 2024 quý vị. Wow. Yeah. Trump 2024 nha. Love you guys. Woo. Trump 2024 nha. North Charleston, South Carolina. Quý vị, Magakin ở đây, đậu ở đây sáng giờ quý vị. So beautiful. All the flowers. Trời rất là đẹp, hôm nay trời rất là đẹp quý vị. See? For Trump today, Valentine Day for President Trump. Come 2024. Đây là hình ảnh của Trump 2024. Tuyệt vời. There we go. Tuyệt vời không quý vị? Đẹp lắm. Yup. Trump 2024. Go. Hey, thank you. Yeah. And someone, Trump 2024. There. Wow. Oh my God. Look at that. Look like wind. Whoa. Wow. Trump! 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 Woo!
Oh, hell
Yeah, she smells it.
Oh, yeah.
Eating.
Look at the fake news.
Look, all fake news coming first. Oh, they are opening. You know that's why when they come in front, they have nobody in there. So they say Trump rally is nobody.
I know.
You know?
I know.
That's why don't let them come in front.
Oh my God. Too much
know,
fake. When he says, look
Yeah.
at all that fake news back there.
Right? You know, but when you let them come in first, always they call, nobody in there. So they say Trump rally have nobody.
Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do.
That's what they do.
Like Alaska, there was a part that there was nobody because the media, oh, it's empty. There was nobody sitting there.
Did you see in Arizona? 80,000 people, they
Yeah,
still have
yeah.
nobody.
Yeah,
My goodness.
yeah.
Right?
Even the last one, Conway, South Carolina.
Yeah, Conway too, same thing.
Not only did the dogs smell us, but these guys did too for them.
Yeah.
See right here. They're full now. Everybody full now. Woo.
Yeah.
You call up a good sir.
You're very happy now.
Again?
USA! 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 I love them. Love them. God bless you guys.
Yep. Let's go. Look at that. Look, Chris. Come on. Yeah. One, two, one, two, one, two. Let's go. One, two, one, two, one, two. Thank you, sir. Get lost. Hello. It's fun, bro, yo? Sorry? Okay, this one for my wife.
God bless you. Is this us?
Yeah.
Oh, snap. Thank you.
Oh my God. Thank
To
you.
God be the glory. Amen, brother. Let's go. Let's go.
Mike.
Let's go. Let's go.
Mike.
It's good to be so happy.
Mike.
Let's go.
Hello, yo. Woo. Hello, yo. Thank you. Ok quý vị ơi, hôm nay là rally của Tổng thống Trump. Bây giờ là bên side nè. Giờ mọi người đã vào inside rồi. Vậy. Đi vô bên trong nha, cho quý vị thấy bắt đầu cuộc rally rất là đông. Mọi người ghét like này rất là đông.
President Trump had our borders secured, and he'll do it again by building even more walls and stopping people from carrying out troops from China. Important to share their hopes and dreams for an America that's proud, prosperous,
Trong
and
hội trường quý vị,
compassionate.
mọi người đến
An
rất là đông
America
rồi.
where a hard day's work has
Theo quý
value.
vị thấy,
We respect life, and the rest of the world respects us. They live by things called rules and principles, and they came by the thousands. And on this day, they
bên trong
took
hội
the
trường
future of
của
America at the
buổi
top
rally
of their
tại
lives. Oh, they came,
Charleston,
and they'll keep coming.
South Carolina.
Show their support for the one person willing to fearlessly fight for them. Because they know America is worth fighting for. God take up and approve this message. He called you inspiration. The same Hillary that called you deplorable. Haley praised Obama for strengthening our military when he didn't.
Obama wants to strengthen our military.
I'm in Nebraska, and I told Justin, because I was volunteering, he said, I got something for you. What if I didn't want to sit back? I can't stop. He showed it to me, and the first thing I said, if that thing shine, you keep it. He said, no, that's a no.
Go!
Help me welcome the next President of the United States, Donald Trump!
listen to this one, than any candidate has ever gotten in either party. Victory in just a few days, if you think about it, next week, sort of, I guess you could say sort of next week, in South Carolina. The primary is Saturday, February 24th, but in person. Early voting is underway right now, so go and vote. I think we're going to have a big victory. It's looking very good, looking very strong. In fact, a lot of people are saying, what the hell is she wasting her time for?
I agree with you.
And I agree with that. It ends on February 22nd, and it's closed this Sunday, the 18th, and Monday, the 19th, for President's Day. But you just go vote early or get there. It doesn't, frankly, from my standpoint, just vote. Whether you do it then or whether you do it early, just go and vote. Nikki Haley is pushing Democrats to vote, so if you don't want liberals and Marxists to meddle in your primary, which they shouldn't be able to do, then you have to get out and get every patriot you know, come out this week and vote for our campaign. It's going to be over very quickly, very, very fast. With your help, we're going to win the state, and this November we're going to win the White House, and we're going to take back our country. One of the most important issues in this race is which candidate can rescue the American economy and save the American dream. You don't hear about the American dream for quite a while. It's the American nightmare.
It's coming back.
Under the Trump administration, you were far better off. Your family was better off. Your neighbors were better off. Your communities were better off. And our country was a lot better off than it is today.
Now we're poor.
Our country is going to hell.
It's gone in
Going to hell. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Millions and millions of people pouring in from places unknown. America was stronger, richer, safer, and more confident than ever when I was sitting behind that beautiful Resolute desk in the Oval Office. Together we built the greatest economy in the history of the world with record tax cuts, record regulation cuts, record energy production. We were doing a lot of records, and rising wages for Americans of every race, religion, color, and creed. That's why Hispanic Americans, African Americans, Asian Americans, women, men, young students with a brilliant education, young students with no diploma, no education to speak up. Every single group was doing better. There wasn't a group that was not doing as well. But then crooked Joe Biden came in and began waging an all-out economic war on our great middle class. That's what's happened, by the way.
Yep.
That's what's happened. Let's compare the smoldering records of Bidenomics. How about that name, Bidenomics? With the incredible success we had just 3 years ago under President Trump on Maganomics. Did you ever hear that?
Yes!
I just heard it. And I like it. I said, let's use it everywhere. The military. And on that, though, she was correct. I love our military. We have a big military here. I love our vets. I've taken care of our vets. No president has ever given the vets what I gave.
That's right.
I gave her the job at the United Nations, 90% for one reason, because I wanted to make Henry McMaster the governor of the great state of South Carolina. And he's done a great job. Thank you very much, and thank you for being here. Thank you, Henry. Nikki is also political best friends with a guy named Mitt Romney. Has anyone heard? That's not a good thing. Who has run, really, I mean, he's been run out of office, essentially. Remember, he was with the mask running down Pennsylvania Avenue?
Yes.
It's fired.
Go back.
With Antifa. I said, this guy's not good. No, he didn't run because he couldn't have had my support, and in Utah, he couldn't have won the race. He could not have won, so he didn't leave very easily, but he left. He's gone. He's gone. Unless he changes his mind, maybe he will. I hope he does. Then he goes down in defeat. And she seriously thought about supporting a gentleman named Barack Hussein
Obama. Oh.
Well, it's right on the tape. I don't know if they're going to put up that tape, but it's right on
Fake
that
news
tape.
mill.
Barack Hussein Obama, she wanted to support him. and she decided to go with Romney instead. That's all we have to know about her. It's don't want to waste a lot of time on her because we have much more important subjects, so we'll get to it. But it's no wonder Joe Biden and his thugs are so they are desperate. They are desperate. Do you see this guy on television today?
No.
I mean, he's
Show us.
like a crazy
Show us.
lunatic.
Show us.
Round eye.
How about the chair?
Eyes are all around as well.
The chair at the beach.
But I knew he didn't have any plastic surgery. The eyes are around. Foreign leaders look at him and they say, "You got to be kidding." They only know that we are the only, and they know this, that we are the only ones who are going to stop the Democrats. We're going to stop, they're going to destroy our country. That's why they're weaponizing law enforcement for high-level election interference. That's what they've done. It's all election interference. They love to talk about disinformation and democracy. It's all disinformation.
All fake news.
They're great at cheating on elections, and they're great at misinformation, disinformation. Similar, not the same thing, but both. Because they're the ones who are weaponizing the DOJ and the FBI, our election systems, and attacking free speech. And they're also going into the states, and they're getting the district attorneys, and they're getting these people are really bad for our democracy. He is a threat to our democracy for numerous reasons. Number one is he's grossly incompetent.
That's right.
That's number one. Number two, they're weaponizing law enforcement against their political opponent. In the case of me, it's me as the political opponent. And because we're leading him by so much, it doesn't make it any easier, probably for him or for us, but we're leading by so much, partially because the people of our country get it. Congress ought to impeach crooked Joe Biden for attacking his political opponent by weaponizing the DOJ, the FBI, and even the local DAs and attorney generals against his political opponent. They ought to impeach him, because that is the most undemocratic thing that you can do. This happens in certain countries, but never happened in our country. All of this persecution is only going on because I'm running for president and leading big in the polls, beating Nikki by 36 points in the latest South Carolina poll, and beating Biden by 15 points in the latest. It might be the end of my political career. If I walked up like that, I think that might be the end, but who knows? Hey, Chris, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Right here.
Great guy. From the very first day that we take back the White House, think of it. You had people waiting in line in the VA for days and weeks and months, sometimes with a very simple problem, simple ailment. And I said, I have an idea, a great idea. I told a group of experts, they're all sitting, about 20 guys, 20 people. And they're sitting in front of me and said, I have a great idea. Why don't we do this? If they can't get good service from the doctors in the VA, and by the way, they're great doctors, what they do is unbelievable. When you see them take a soldier who got just blown to pieces and frankly put them back together brilliantly, it's amazing. Couldn't have been done 5 years ago. But when you see the work they do, but you can't get to the doctors because of the administration and what they're doing. I said, you go out, you get a doctor, get a great doctor,
Amen.
Get yourself fixed up, and we pay the bill. And nobody believed I got that through Congress. I got it through Congress. And we're saving thousands and thousands of people. Those two things, choice and accountability, were fantastic achievements. And, we got a 92% approval rating in the VA. Nobody else has ever gotten more than 50%. People don't know that. So the vets definitely like me, and I like them too. We fully rebuilt the U.S. military and created Space Force, first time in 78 years. And the Space Force is a big deal, by the way. No, there's some, are you from Space Force by any chance? I think. Boy, they were very happy back there.
Citadel!
Oh, I see, good. That's great, thank you very much, that's very nice. I got indicted. I said, I can't believe it. Nobody thought it was going to happen. The fake news always said, well, they'll never do that to an ex-president who was very popular. We got more votes than any sitting president in history. I mean, we were very popular. But when they did that, I said, well, I'm going to tell the truth. He is the most incompetent president we've ever had, the most corrupt, and he's the worst president we've ever had. What he's done just on the border, what he's done in Afghanistan, I was getting out, but we were going to get out with dignity and strength, and it would have been faster. But if had the election been not rigged, it would have been faster. That's right. Much faster. But we got out, we looked like cowards, it looked like a surrender. It was the worst moment, I believe the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. That's right. And it gave Putin the idea of going in because there was no chance that he would ever go into Ukraine. That's right. There was zero chance. And he looked at that and he looked at the stupidity where they take the soldiers out first. They left $85 billion worth of military equipment behind. They left American people behind. And 13 soldiers were killed, and 38 were literally obliterated.
And the dogs.
With the arms, the legs, the face. What happened to those 38? And nobody talks about them. I talk about them all the time. All morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. Poor thing, she cried, I'll take you in and I'll take care of you. Take me in, O tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. She wrapped him up all cozy in a comforter of silk and laid him by her fireside with some honey and some milk. She hurried home from work that night, and soon as she arrived, she found the pretty snake she'd taken in had been revived. Take me in, O tender woman, take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. She clutched him to her bosom. You're so beautiful, she cried. But if I hadn't brought you in by now, you truly would have died. She stroked his pretty skin again and kissed and held him tight. But instead of saying, thank you, ma'am, the snake gave her a vicious bite. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. I saved you, cried the woman, and you've bitten me, but why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Shut up! Silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in. That's what's happening to our country. That's what's happening to our country. To investigate every radical, out-of-control prosecutor in America for their illegal, racist, and reverse enforcement of the law. And I am also going to indemnify all police officers and law enforcement officials throughout the United States to protect them from being destroyed by the radical left for taking strong action. We want to immediately start working on crime. You saw today another group of wonderful people were killed in Washington, D.C. We're going to fix Washington, D.C. We're going to make it crime-free. We're going to take it over by the federal government. We're going to run it properly instead of these third-grade politicians that are destroying it. We're going to move the homeless out. We're going to make it beautiful again. We're going to get rid of the graffiti. We're going to redo the roads that are falling apart. We're going to get rid of the garbage on all the roads. It's a horrible place right now. It's a death trap for anybody that walks into Washington, D.C. You would go down to Washington, D.C. You were so proud of it. It's a death trap. We're going to take it over, and we're also going to rebuild our cities into beacons of hope and safety and beauty, better than they have ever been. We'll work with Democrat mayors. They're all run by the Democrats, unlike these.
You bring us back.
But now, we are a nation in decline. We are a failing nation. We are a nation that has the highest inflation in 50 years, where banks are collapsing and interest rates are skyrocketing. Likewise, we are a nation where energy costs have reached the highest levels in our history. We are no longer energy independent or energy dominant as we were just a few short years ago. We are a nation that is begging Venezuela and others for oil. Please, please, please help us, Joe Biden says. Yet we have more liquid gold under our feet than any other country anywhere in the world. We are a nation that just recently heard that Saudi Arabia and Russia will be reducing their oil production while at the same time substantially increasing the price. And we met that threat by announcing that we will no longer be drilling for oil in large areas of Alaska and elsewhere on our land. We are a nation that is consumed by the radical left's Green New Deal, yet everyone knows that the Green New scam is fake and will lead to our destruction. We are a nation whose leaders are demanding all electric cars despite the fact that they don't go far, cost too much, and whose batteries are produced in China with material only available in China when an unlimited amount of gasoline is available inexpensively in the United States, but it's not available in China. And now we are a nation that wants to make our revered and very powerful army tanks the best anywhere in the world, all electric, so that despite the fact that they are also not able to go far, fewer pollutants will be released into the air as we blast our way through enemy territory in an environmentally friendly way. And they also want to make our fighter jets with a green stamp of energy savings, though losing 15% efficiency, but allowing us to keep our enemy's atmosphere clean of emissions as we viciously and unceremoniously attack them at levels never seen before. Who are these people that would do this to us? Who are these fools? Who are these people who would ruin our country? We are a nation that ended oil exploration and production in the U.S. just as the price of oil reached an all-time high. What other country would do such a stupid thing? Who would ever be so self-destructive as this? Can we be energy independent and even dominant? Yes, oh yes, quickly, says President Donald J. Trump. We will be energy independent again very quickly. We are a nation that surrendered in Afghanistan, leaving dead soldiers, American citizens, and $85 billion worth of the finest military equipment in the world behind, and also abandoning Bagram, one of the biggest military bases in the world, and only 1 hour away from where China makes its nuclear weapons. And we are a nation that allowed Russia and Ukraine to fight, killing hundreds of thousands of people, and it will only get worse. It would never have happened with me as your president, and for 4 straight years, it didn't happen. Likewise, the horrifying attack on Israel would never have happened. They wouldn't even have thought of doing such a thing if President Trump was sitting in the Oval Office. Would never, ever have been thought of. Iran was broke under the Trump administration, totally broke. They didn't have the money to fund Hamas and Hezbollah and all of the other instruments of terror that they fund. But those sanctions were lifted by a corrupt Biden administration. And now Iran is a rich country again, with $200 billion and another $6 billion for hostages and $10 billion for electricity to Iraq. All compliments of the incompetent Joe Biden administration. And China, with Taiwan, is next. We are a nation that allows radical left terrorists to violently attack our cities, leaving behind massive destruction and death. And nothing happens to the criminals that do these terrible things. There is absolutely no punishment. But when people who love our country protest the January 6th, in Washington, D.C., they become hostages unfairly imprisoned for long periods of time. We are a third world nation now that has weaponized its law enforcement against the opposing political party like never before. We've got a Federal Bureau of Investigation that won't allow bad election-changing facts to be presented to the public, and which offers $1 million to a writer of fiction about Donald J. Trump to lie and say it was fact, where Hunter Biden's laptop from hell was Russian disinformation, and the FBI knew it wasn't, but 51 intelligence agents said it was, and a Department of Justice that refuses to investigate egregious acts of voting irregularities and fraud. And we have a man who is totally corrupt and the worst president in the history of our country, who is cognitively impaired, in no condition to lead, and is now in charge of dealing with Russia and possible nuclear war, which would be World War III and far more devastating than any of the previous world wars because of the weaponry that no one even wants to think about. We are a nation that no longer has a free and fair press. Fake news is all you get, and they are indeed the enemy of the people. They refuse to discuss the Biden crime family, but enjoy covering the false indictments of Donald J. Trump, who has done nothing wrong except win an election that wasn't supposed to be won. We are a nation where free speech is no longer allowed, and where crime is rampant and out of control like never before. We are a nation that is allowing Iran to build a massive nuclear weapon, and China to use the trillions and trillions of dollars it has taken from us to build a military to rival our own. And less than 3 years ago, we had Iran, China, Russia, and North Korea check. They respected us, they were afraid of us, they weren't going to do a thing against us, and everyone knows it. Now Russia and China are holding summits to carve up the world, and perhaps most importantly, we are a nation that is no longer admired, respected, or listened to on the world stage. We are a nation that in many ways has become a joke, and we are a nation that is hostile to liberty, freedom, faith, and even God. We are a nation whose economy is collapsing into a cesspool of ruin, whose supply chain is broken, whose stores are not stocked, whose deliveries are not coming, and whose educational system is ranked at the very bottom of every single list. We are a nation that sold a once great company, United States Steel, to Japan. We are a nation whose stock market's continued success is contingent on MAGA winning the next election. We are a nation where large packs of sadistic criminals and thieves are allowed to go into stores and openly rob them, beat up and kill their workers and customers, and leave with arms and goods, but there'll be no retribution at all. Where the authority of our great police has been taken, where their families and pensions have been threatened, and lives, their beautiful lives would be destroyed for the mere mention of the words law enforcement. We are a nation where fentanyl and other forms of illegal drugs are easier to get than groceries to feed our beautiful families. We have become a drug-infested, crime-ridden nation which is incapable of solving even the simplest of problems. We will institute the powerful death penalty for drug dealers, where each dealer is responsible for the death during their lives of more than 500 people or more. Mothers will never again be forced to watch their children overdosing and hopelessly dying in their arms, screaming, "What can I do? What can I do? My child, my child, my child." We are a nation whose once revered airports are a dirty, crowded mess. You sit and wait for hours and then are notified that the plane won't leave. They have no idea when it will. Where ticket prices have tripled, they don't have the pilots to fly the planes. They don't seek qualified air traffic controllers anymore, and they just don't know what the hell they're doing. We are a nation that screams at citizens viciously at all ports, but if you're an illegal alien, you're allowed to float through our southern border totally unchecked. Dangerous as hell, but totally unchecked. Let them be free, let them be free, claims Joe Biden. We are a nation that has lost its confidence, willpower, and lost its strength. We are a nation that has quite simply lost its way. But we are not going to allow this horror to continue. 3 years ago, we were a great nation, and we will soon be a great nation again. It was hard-working patriots like you who built this country, and it is hard-working patriots like you who are going to save our country. We will fight for America like no one has ever fought before. 2024 is our final battle. With you at my side, we will demolish the deep state. We will expel the warmongers from our government. We will drive out the globalists. We will cast out the communists, Marxists, and fascists. And we will throw off the sick political class that hates our countries. We will rout the fake news media. We will drain the swamp. And we will liberate our country from these tyrants and villains once and for all. Like those patriots before us, we will not bend, we will not break, we will not yield, we will never give in, we will never give up, we will never, ever, ever back down. With your support, we will go on to victory, the likes of which no one has ever seen before. We will evict Joe Biden from the White House. And we will take back our country on Election Day 2024. Crooked Joe Biden will be gone. The great silent majority is rising like never before. And under our leadership, the forgotten man and woman will be forgotten no longer. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. We are the greatest movement in the history of our country. We are MAGA. Make America great again. Together, we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, South Carolina. God bless you.